Hello everyone and welcome to another video. My name is Dylan and I'll be your English teacher for the day. So as the title of this video suggests, today we are learning 8 British idioms that will make you sound like a true British person. Before we start, you may have noticed that I have a new filming setup. It's quite up close and personal, so yeah, I can only apologize for that. Right, so what is an idiom? An idiom is basically a phrase or an expression that means something different from its literal meaning. For example, a British idiom we have is, it's raining cats and dogs, which doesn't mean that there are literal animals falling from the sky. It's just something that we say for some reason when it is raining very heavily. That's a little bonus one for you right there. So yeah, you're welcome. Right, let's not waste any time and let's cut to the chase. Idiom number 1. Cut to the chase. That's clever, right? You see what I did there? Wow. Anyway, cut to the chase means you're getting right to the important part of a subject, skipping out any unnecessary details. For example, say if your car breaks down and you have to take it to a mechanic. He might look at the car, tinker around a little bit and say something like, listen, I've looked at your car and I'm going to cut to the chase. You're going to need to buy a new one. He will then proceed to sell you a vehicle that will probably cost you an arm and a leg. Second idiom, an arm and a leg. If something costs you an arm and a leg, it basically means that it's very expensive and probably a bit overpriced. Just imagine that the price of this thing is the equivalent to one of your arms and one of your legs. It's quite a sacrifice. So an example of this is if you ever have the pleasure of visiting the beautiful, clean streets of London, and you decide you want a drink and you wanted to get a nice pint of British beer or a pint of anything really, pretty much anything in London is likely to cost you an arm and a leg. It basically means that it's very expensive. So this is quite an easy one to understand, It just means it's expensive. It's hardly rocket science. Okay, idiom number 3. It's not rocket science. This is just a way of saying that something is not complicated and therefore it's easy to understand. I like this one personally because it is so literal. Just think of this. So if something is rocket science, then it's complicated, hard to understand. So therefore, if something isn't rocket science, then it's not complicated and easy to understand. For example, say if I want to teach you how to apply some lip balm, I would take off the lid, you twist it for quite a while, put it on your lips like this. Yeah, I'm like a makeup YouTuber now. Anyway, yeah, and that's it. It's not rocket science. It's very easy to apply. And my lips, I'll tell you what, my lips were actually getting a bit dry then. So by applying this, by giving you that example, I really killed 2 birds with 1 stone. Right. The 4th idiom is, can you guess what it is? Yes. To kill 2 birds with 1 stone. Now, don't take this one too literally. Don't worry, we don't just go around squashing innocent pigeons here in the UK. It just means that you accomplish 2 tasks with 1 single action. For example, me applying the lip balm, I moisturized my lips and gave you an example of it's not rocket science. Another example is, say you're at the gym and you're running on a treadmill whilst watching this video on your phone. You're killing 2 birds with 1 stone because you're getting fit and healthy from running and you're getting smart from watching me. So yeah, good job. Right, I'm sorry if I was beating around the bush with that example a little bit. Right, anyway, the 5th idiom, to beat around the bush. Wow, how creative, how creative. To beat around the bush means you are purposely avoiding the subject of the conversation, not speaking directly about the issue. You could be likely to beat around the bush on just hard to discuss topics. For example, if you're breaking up with someone, if you were firing someone from work, that sort of thing. So let me give you an example using the latter situation. Right, so you have to fire someone, and this person is called Emily. So we're just going to reenact this as if you were beating around the bush. So you might say something like, listen, Emily, we really like you working here. We like you personally, But lately it's like you've been coming into work late a lot, and when you are here, you're not really working that hard. You're on your phone quite a bit, and you've been a bit rude to the customers as well. And it's like, frankly, I don't know, here at British Education, we just have slightly higher standards of that. And I just feel like you've lost a lot of passion for the work. And honestly, it kind of, I just don't feel like your heart's in it, blah, 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 blah. You're beating around the bush. You're being long. Okay, here's an example of that exact same situation, but this time you're not beating around the bush. Listen, Emily, I'm not going to beat around the bush. You're fired. You're done. It's over. All right, idiom number 6. Speaking of jobs, this one is definitely related to that. It is don't give up your day job. This one is it's basically a way of saying that you're not very good at something and therefore you shouldn't quit your day job to try and pursue that thing full time. It's a little bit insulting, but it is what it is. I personally like this one. So say for example, I say to my mate that I would like to sing and that I'd like to join the girl band Blackpink. And he might say, okay, that's great, Dylan, well done. Why don't you sing for me? Show me what you got. So then I would proceed to sing my heart out and do a little dance routine maybe. Then he'd probably laugh in my face and tell me not to give up my day job. Basically means that I'm not good at it, don't try it type thing. It is what it is. But in fairness, perhaps me aiming to be the first English male in Blackpink, I'd be biting off more than I could chew. Idiom number 7, can you guess what it is? Biting off more than you can chew. Wow. This is not getting old at all. Right, this is an absolute classic idiom, and it basically means that you're trying to achieve something that is beyond your capabilities. For example, you're trying to take on more than you're able to do. You're trying to bite off more than you can chew. An example of this is, say you have a dog, and he's eating some dog food. That's what dogs eat, right? I don't have one. And he's taking a huge bite of this dog food, but it's too much for him. It's more than he can take on, and he can't do it. He can't accomplish it. Right, so the dog food is just there, going to waste. That is a brilliant example from me. Yeah, right. I've decided to keep the end of this video dog related. So the final idiom is another classic, to be honest with you, and it is barking up the wrong tree. If you're barking up the wrong tree, it means you are looking in the wrong place. This can be used quite generally. It can be used to say that you are just pursuing the wrong course of action. It can be used to say that you are accusing the wrong person of something. It's quite broad and it's quite hard to explain. So I'm just going to give you some examples. Say if you are in need of some money, we've all been there. So you decide to ask your uncle Frank for some money. So you turn to him and you say, Frank, mate, I'm broke. Can I borrow some money, please? Then he might reply to you and say, I'm broke too. I don't have any money to give you. You're barking up the wrong tree, mate. By you deciding to ask Frank for the money, you're pursuing the wrong course of action. You're barking up the wrong tree. In this example, Frank is the tree. By you barking up him, you're asking for money. But it's the wrong tree. You need to ask someone who has money to lend you. Alright, thank you so much for watching. I hope you enjoyed this video, as I'm now going to ask 3 things from you. Number 1 is subscribe, obviously. Number 2 is like the video, obviously. And number 3 is to comment down below if you have any similar idioms in your native language that you feel like sharing, or just any good idioms from your country in general that you would like to share with the class. I feel like idioms are a very interesting part of learning a language, the cultural expressions that don't quite translate over. So if you have any cool ones, by all means, post them down below. Alright, thank you again for watching. I hope you enjoyed this video. I hope you don't mind the new filming setup as well. Alright, so I'll see you soon for another video. And until next time, cheers.